New one. Okay, so we're gonna go Act 4, which is on page 101. Give me a second here. Okay, so Act 4, we have Claudius, who is expecting to hear about the outcome of his plot, and his plot was to ship Hamlet away, right? And other things. Instead, he learns about the death of Polonius. So we enter the king, Rosencrantz, Guildenstern, and they all go to the queen. There's a matter in these sighs, these profound heaves. You must translate. 'Tis fit we understand them. Where is your son? Bestow this place upon us a little while. Leave us alone to speak. So Guildenstern and Rosencrantz exit. My own lord, what have I seen tonight? What, Gertrude? How does Hamlet? Hamlet is as mad as the sea and winds when both contend which is mightier. So, like when you think about he's more mad than a crazy storm on an ocean. Which is mightier in his lawless fit, behind the array, behind the curtain, hearing something stir, whips out his rapier and cries, a rat, and in this brainish apprehension kills the unseen good man. Oh, heavy deed, it had been so with us had we been there. His liberty is full of threats to all, to you, yourself, to us, to everyone. Alas, how shall this bloody deed be answered? It will be laid to us, whose providence should have been kept short, restrained, and out of haunt. This mad young man, but so much was our love, we would not understand what was most fit. But like the owner of a foul disease, to keep it from divulging and let it feed, even on the pith of life, where is he gone? To draw apart the body he hath killed, or whom, over his madness, his very madness, like some ore among a mineral of metal's base, shows itself pure, a weep for what is done. O Gertrude, come away, the sun no longer shall the mountains touch, but we will ship him hence in this vile deed. We must, with all our majesty and skill, both countenance and excuse. We have to accept responsibility for this. Ho, Guildenstern. So Rosencrantz and Guildenstern enter again. Friends, both, go join with you with some further aid. Hamlet, in madness, hath Polonius slain, and from his mother's closet hath he dragged him. Go, seek him out, speak fair, and bring the body into the chapel. I pray you haste in this. Come, Gertrude, we'll call upon our wisest friends, and let them know both what we mean to do, and what's untimely done. And then he says to himself, so enviously slandered. Whose whisper over the world's diameter, as level as the cannon to his blank, transports his poisoned shot, may miss our name, or hit the woundless air, or come away. My soul is full of discord and dismay. We're going to ship him off overseas, where hopefully all this crap he's doing isn't going to affect us. So now we're on scene 2. So in scene 2, Hamlet refuses to tell Rosencrantz and Guildenstern where he hid Polonius's body. Safely stowed and calm within, but soft, what noise? Who calls on Hamlet? Oh, here they come. And Rosencrantz, Guildenstern's, and a bunch of guards that they gathered come. What have you done, my lord, with the dead body? Compounded it with the dust, whereto 'tis kin. Tell us where 'tis, that we may take it hence and bear it to the chapel. Do not believe it. Believe what? Do not believe that I can keep your counsel and not my own, that I can keep your secret and not my own. Besides, to be damned of a sponge, what replication should be made by the son of a king? Take you for a sponge, my lord. Aye, sir, that soaks up the king's countenance, his rewards, his authorities. But such officers do the king best service in the end. He keeps them like an ape in the corner of his jaw, first mouth to be last swallowed. But when he needs you to have you glean, it is but squeezing you and sponge, you shall be dry again. So you're soaking up all the king's riches and favor right now, basically, by betraying me. I understand you not, my lord. I am glad of it. A knavish sleeps in a foolish ear. He's calling them stupid. My lord, you must tell me where the body is and go with us to the king. The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. The king is a thing. A thing, my lord, of nothing. Bring him to me. Bring me to him. And now we're in scene 3. So the first two acts here, or first two scenes are very, very short. So scene 3. So Hamlet gets brought before the king, and he tells Claudius where he might find the body. Claudius, who's really worried, tells Hamlet he was going to leave for England immediately. I have sent to seek him and to find the body. How dangerous it is that this man goes loose. Yet must not we put the strong law on him. He's loved of distracted multitude, who, like not in their judgment, but their eyes, and where 'tis so, the offender's scourge is weighed. But never the offense, to bear all smooth, and even this sudden sending him away must seem. Deliberate pause, diseases desperate gown, grown, by desperate appliances are relieved, or not at all. So Rosencrantz and the others all enter in. How now? What hath befallen? Where the dead body is bestowed, my lord? We cannot get from him. We don't know where the body is. He won't tell us. But where is he? Where is Hamlet? Without, my lord, guarded to know your pleasure. Bring him before us. Ho, bring him the lord. And so Hamlet enters. Now, Hamlet, where's Polonius? At supper. At supper, where? Not where he eats, but where it is eaten. At certain convocation of political worms are at him. Your worm is the only emperor for the diet. We fat all creatures, else to fat us, and we fat ourselves for maggots. Your fat king and your lean beggar is but a variable service. 2 dishes, but to 1 table. That's the end. Alas, alas. A man may fish with the worm that hath eat of a king, and eat of the fish that hath fed on the worm. A man can, use the worm that eats on the dead body of a king, basically. What does thou mean by this? Nothing but to show you how a king may go a progress through the guts of a beggar. Where's Polonius? In heaven. Send thither to him. If your messenger finds him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. Go to hell. But if indeed you find him not within this month, you shall nose him as you go up the stairs to the lobby. Go, seek him there. I will stay till you come. Hamlet, this deed, for thine especially safety, for your own safety, which we do tender, which we care about, we dearly grieve. For that which thou hast done, we must send thee hence with a fiery quickness. We need to send you away now and quick. Prepare yourself. The bark is ready, the wind at help, the associates tend, and everything is bent for England. For England. The Hamlet's pretending he doesn't know. He knew that he's going to England. He told his mother that he's going to England. Aye, Hamlet, good. So it is, if thou knowest our purpose. I see a cherub that sees them, but come for England. Farewell, dear mother. Thy loving father, Hamlet. My mother, father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh. So, my mother, come for England. And he exits. Follow him closely. Tempt him with speed aboard. Delay it not. I'll have him hence tonight. Away, for everything is sealed and done. That else leans on the affair. Pray you make haste. So everyone leaves except the king. And England, if my love thou hold at naught, and as my great power thereof may give thee sense, since yet thy cicatrice looks raw and red, and the Danish sword, and thy free awe, pay homage to us. Thou mayst not coldly yet set our sovereign process, which imports at full, by letters congruent to that effect, the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England. Hamlet will die in England. For like the hectic in my blood, he rages, and thou must cure me till I know it is done. However, my haps, my joys were never begun. And he exits. So that's the end of scene 3. So the plan is he's going to send him to England, and in England, he's going to find a way to kill Hamlet there. He's too dangerous to leave alive. So next, we're left on scene 4 here. So this is when we're going to have someone who's named Fortinbras. If you guys remember, way from Act 1. That's Jan Fortinbras. He is the head of the Norwegian country. So Fortinbras comes in with all of his soldiers, and he's watching Hamlet and tries to figure out what the heck is going on and what he should be doing here. So enter Fortinbras with his army, marching over the stage. Go, captain, from me, greet the Danish king. Tell him that by his license, Fortinbras craves the conveyance of a promised march over his kingdom. You know the rendezvous. If that his majesty would awe with us, we shall express our duty in his eyes and let him know. Let him know so. I will do it, my lord. Go softly then. So everyone exits except for the captain. And we also, so now we have Fortinbras, we have the captain, we have Hamlet, Rosencrantz, and then the guards who are following them. Good sir, whose powers are these? They are of Norway, sir. How purpose, sir, I pray you, against some part of Poland? And who commands them? The nephew to the old Norway, the old king, Fortinbras. Goes it against some main of Poland, sir, or for some frontier? Truly to speak with no addition, we go to gain a little patch of land, to hath in it no profit but the name. To pay 5 ducats, 5, I would not farm it. So we're going to go, so basically, we're sending all these men to fight for a tiny piece of land that has no value. I would pay to not have this land. Nor will it yield to Norway or the Pole a ranker's rate should it be sold in fee. Why then the Polish never will defend it? Yes, it is already garrisoned. 2,000 souls and 20,000 ducats will not debate this question in this straw. This is the imposthume of much wealth and peace, that inward breaks and shows no cause, with why man dies. I humbly thank you, sir. So again, he's upset that, we're doing this stupid war over something useless. Good, God by you, sir. Will it please you go, my lord? I'll be straight with you. Go a little before. So everyone exits except Hamlet. Hamlet is now by himself. How all occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge. What is a man in his chief good and market of his time, but to sleep and feed, a beast no more? Sure he that made us with such large discourse, looking before and after, gave us not the capability and godlike reason to fuss in us unused. Now, whether it be bestial oblivion or some craven scuffle of thinking too precisely on the event, a thought which, quartered, hath but 1 part wisdom, and ever 3 parts coward, I do not know. Why yet I live to say this things to do. Sith I have cause, and will, and strength, and means to do it. Examples gross as earth exhort me. Witness this army of such mass and charge, led by a delicate and tender prince, whose spirit with divine ambition puffed, makes mouth at the invisible event, exposing what is the mortal and unsure, to all the fortune, death, and danger dare, even for an eggshell, rightly to be great. It is not to stir without great argument, but greatly to find a quarrel in the straw. When honor's at stake, how stand I then, that have a father killed, a mother stained, excitements of my reason and blood, and let all sleep, while, to my shame, I see the imminent death of 20,000 men, that, for a fantasy and a trick of fame, go to their graves like beds, fight for a plot wherein the numbers cannot try to cause, which is not tomb enough and continent to hide the slain, or from this time forth my thoughts be bloody or nothing worth. So this is Hamlet like talking to himself about, wow, this dude is leading 20,000 men to their death for something that's useless, and he's using this to contemplate what the heck does that mean for humanity. We'll come back to this scene later today and kind of fully delve into what does he actually think about this. Give me 1 second, sorry. Just want to. Okay, we'll see how far we get. We probably will not finish this act today, but I'll see. So Act 4, Scene 5. So we go to Ophelia. Now, Ophelia is crazy with grief for her father's death. She's learned her father's died. And not only did he die, he was murdered by Hamlet. Claudius fears that the murder is going to have serious consequences. And Laertes, if you recall from Act 1, who is Polonius' son, demands retribution. He demands revenge, and his distress is redoubled when he sees his sister. So he demands revenge, and he sees his sister in this crazy state, and he's like, he gets even more upset about it. So enter the Queen, Horatio, and the gentleman. I will not speak with her. She is importunate, indeed distract. Her moods will be pity. What should she have? She speaks much to her father, says she hears his tricks in the world, and hems and beats her heart, spurns enviously at the straws, speaks things in doubt that carry but half sense. Her speech is nothing, yet the unshaped use of it doth move. The hearers to collection, they aim at it, and botch the words up fit to their own thought, which, as her winks and nods and gestures yield them, indeed would make one think that there might be thought, but nothing sure, yet much unhappy. So, what's she like? Oh, well, she's completely lost her mind. Where good she was spoken with, and for many strew dangerous conjectures and ill-breeding minds. Let her come in. To my sick soul, as in sin's true nature is, each toy seems prologue to some great amiss. So full of heartless jealousy is guilt, it spills itself in fearing to be spilt. And so now it's just the queen and Ophelia. Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark? How now, Ophelia? So Ophelia starts to sing. How should I, your true love, know from another one? By his cockle hat and staff, and his sandals shoon. Alas, sweet lady, what imports this song? Say you, nay, pray you, mark. He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. At his head a green grass turf, at his heels a stone, oh ho. Nay, but Ophelia, pray you mark. What white his shroud is mountain snow, and the king enters. Alas, look here, my lord, larded with sweet flowers, looking beswept to the grave, did not go with true love showers. How do you do, pretty lady? Well, good dilled you. They say the owl was a baker's daughter. Look, we know what you are, but know not what we may be. God be at your table. Conceit upon her, father. Pray, let's have no words of this, but when they ask you what it means, say you this. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day, and in the morning bedtime, am I a maiden in your bed to be your Valentine? Then up he rose, and donned his clothes, and duped the chamber's door. Let in the maid, then out a maid, never departed more. Pretty Ophelia. Indeed, without an oath, I'll make an end on it. By gifts and Saint Clarity, that alack and fie for shame, young men will do it if they come to it. By cock they are to blame. Quoth she, before you tumbled me, you promised me to wed. He answers, so would I adone the yonder sun, and now has not come to my bed. So basically, she thinks this entire thing that's happened is because she was into Hamlet, and then she rejected him, and this is what caused this madness that eventually led to her father's death. So she's kind of like she's singing the song that is a reflection of herself right now. How long has she been thus? I hope all will be well. We must be patient, but I cannot choose but weep to think that they would lay him to the cold ground. My brother shall know of it. And so I thank you for your good counsel. Come, my coach. Good night, ladies. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night, good night. Follow her close. Give her good watch, I pray you. And Horatio exits. So now it's just the king and the queen. Oh, this is the poison of deep grief. It springs all from her father's death. And now behold, O Gertrude, when sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalion. First, her father slain. Next, your son gone. And he, most violent author of his own just removed, the people muddy, thick and unwholesome in their thoughts and whispers. So again, she's not just upset because her father died. She's also upset because, Hamlet's rejected her and Hamlet's the one who killed her. So there's 3 layers of grief there. For good Polonius's death, thick and unwholesome in the thoughts and whispers. For good Polonius's death, and we have done but greenly, in hugger mugger to enter him, poor Ophelia, divided from herself and her fair judgment, without the which we are pictures or mere beasts. Last, and as much containing all of these, her brother is in some secret come from France, feeds on this wonder, keeps himself in clouds, and wants not buzzers to infect his ears. With pestilent speeches of his father's death, wherein necessity of matters beggared, will nothing stick our person or rage, and ear in ear. Oh, my dear Gertrude, this, like a murder in peace in many places, gives me superfluous death. So So Laertes, heard about it, is on his way and refuses to talk to anyone about it, refuses to listen to anyone about it who might speak reason to him. Attend, where is my Switzers? Let them guard the door. And a messenger enters. What's the matter? Save yourself, my lord. The ocean, overpowered of his list, eats not the flats with most impetuous haste. Then young Lares, in a riotous head, overbears your officers. The rabble call him lord, and as the world were now but to begin. As the world but now but to begin, antiquity forgot, customs not known, the rafters and props of every word, they cry, choose we, Laertes, shall be king. Caps, hands, tons, allude to the clouds. Laertes shall be king, Laertes king. So Laertes starts to lead a rebellion against the crown. How cheerfully on this false trial they cry, oh, this is counter, you false Danish dogs. The doors are broke, and Laertes enters with his followers. Where is this king? Sirs, stand you all without. No, let's come in. I pray you give me leave. We will, we will. I thank you, keep the door. And so the excess the followers. It's the king, it's Laertes, and it's the queen. Oh, thou vile king, give me my father. Calmly, good Laertes. That drop of blood that calm proclaims me bastard. Christ cuckold to my father, brands the harlot, and even here, between the chaste and smirched brow of my true mother. What is this cause, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like? How come it's not just a rebellion, it's a big rebellion. Let him go, Gertrude. Do not fear our king. There is such divinity doth hedge a king, that treason can but peep to what it would. Acts little of his will. Tell me, Laertes, why thou art thus incensed? Why are you so crazy right now? Let him go, Gertrude. Speak, man. Where is my father? Dead, but not by him. Let him demand his fill. How came he dead? I'll not be juggled to hell, allegiance, vows to the blackest devil, conscience and grace to the profoundest pit. I dare damnation, to this point I stand, that both the worlds I give to negligence. Let come what comes, only I'll be revenged, most thoroughly for my father. Who shall stay you? My will, not all the world. And as for my means, I'll husband them so, they shall go far with little. Good Laertes, if you desire to know the certainty of your dear father, it is written in your revenge. That sweepstake, you will draw both friend and foe, winner and loser. If I tell you who, you're going to win and lose. None but his enemies. Will you know them then? To his good friends thus wide, I'll open my arms, and thus the kind life-rendering pelican repace them with my own blood. Why now you speak like a good child and a true gentleman, that I am sensed guiltless in your father's death, and am most sensibly in grief for it. It shall, as level to your judgment, peer as day does to your eyes. And a noise within, Ophelia is heard saying, let her come in. So Ophelia enters with Laertes, the king and the queen. Hey, oh heat, dry up my brains, tears, 7 times salt, burn out the sense and virtue of mine eye. By heaven, thy madness shall be paid with weight, till our scale turns the beam. O Rose of May, dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia, O heavens, isn't it possible a young maid's wits should be as mortal as an old man's life? Nature is fine in love, and where 'tis fine, it sends some precious instance of itself, and the thing it loves. They bore him bared face on the bier, and in his grave rained a many tear. Fare you well, my dove. Hadst thou thy wits and didst pursue revenge, it could not move thus. You must sing a down, and you call him a down, Oh, how the wheel becomes it. It is the false steward that stole his master's daughter. This, nothing more than matters. There's Rosemary, that's for remembrance. Pray you, love, remember. And there's pansies, that's for thoughts. A document in madness, thoughts and remembrance fitted. There's fennel for you and columbines. There's rue for you, and here's some for me. We may call it the herb of the grace of Sundays. You must wear your rue with a difference. There's a daisy, and I would give you some violets, but they're withered all from when my father died. They say, make a good end. For spawny sweet robin is all my joy. Thoughts and affliction, passion, hell itself. She turns to favor and to pettiness. And will it come again? And will it come again? No, no, he is dead. Come to thy bed. He will never come again. His beard was as white as snow. All flaxen was his poll. And he is gone, and passed away low. God a mercy on his soul, and all Christian souls, God by you. And so she exits. Do you see this, O God? Laertes, I must commune with your grief. Or you deny me right, but go apart, make choice of whom your wisest friends you will, and they shall hear and judge twixt you and me, if by direct or by collateral hand they find us. They find us touched, we will our kingdom give, our crown, our life, and all that we call ours, to you in satisfaction. But if not, be you content to lend your patience to us, and we shall jointly labor with your soul and give it due. Give it due context, sorry. So he's basically saying, we'll do everything we can to try and like ease your pain. Everything we can. Let this be so. His means of death, his obscure funeral, no trophy, sword, nor hatchment over his bones, no noble right, no formal ostentation. Cry to be heard as 'twere from heaven to earth. That I must call into question. So you shall, and where the offense is great, the axe fell. I pray you go with me. Which ends scene 5. I think we'll have time to finish. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Sure. Okay, scene 6. So Horatio is approached by the sailors who bring them letters from Hamlet. What are they that they would speak with me? Seafaring men, sir, they have letters for you. Let them come in. I do not know where, from what part of the world I should be greeted, if not from Lord Hamlet. So the sailors enter. God bless you, sir. Let him bless thee too. I shall, sir, and please him. There's a letter for you, sir. It came from the ambassador. It came from the ambassador. It's actually Hamlet, so he's hid his identity. It came from the ambassador. It's bound for England. If your name be Horatio, as I am, to let it is. So Horatio reads the letter, and in the letter it says, Horatio, when thou shalt have overlooked this, give these fellows some means to the king. They have letters for him. Ere we were 2 days old at sea, a pirate of very warlike appointment gave us chase. Finding ourselves too slow to sail, we put on a compelled valor, and in the grapple I boarded them. On the instant they got clear of the ship, so I alone became their prisoner. They have dealt with me like thieves of mercy, but they knew what they did. I am to do a turn for them. Let the king have the letters I have sent, and repair thou to me with as much speed as thou wouldst fly death. I have words to speak in thine ear that will make thee dumb, yet are too much liked for the bore of the matter. These good fellows will bring thee where I am. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern hold their course for English. Of them I have much to tell thee. Farewell. He has known thine, Hamlet. So basically what he's saying here is he's saying in his letter, nope, I got abducted by pirates and they know who I am. Come, I will give you way for these letters, and do us the speedier, so that you may direct me, which ends scene 6. And finally, we're on scene 7, which is the last one of the Act 4. So in Act 7, Claudius is going to learn that Hamlet has returned to Denmark, and encourages Laertes to get his revenge. The queen describes Ophelia's death. We have the king and Laertes. Now you must in conscience with my acquittance seal, and you must put me in your heart for a friend. Sith you have heard, and with a knowing ear, that he has had your noble father slain, pursued with my life. It appears well, but tell me, why you proceeded not against this feat, so crimeful and so capital in nature, as by your safety, wisdom, all things else, you mainly were stirred up. Oh, for 2 special reasons, which may to you perhaps seem much insinuate, but seem to me they are strong. The queen his mother, by virtue or my plague, be it with either which, she is so conjunctive about my life and soul, that as the star moves not but in the sphere, I could not but by her. The other motive, why to a public court I might not go, is the great love of the general gender bend him. General Gender bear him. So two reasons. One, his queen doesn't want me to punish him. Like punishing him for this crime is, well, he gets hung, right? His mother's not letting me. And two, the general public loves Hamlet. It is great love the general Gender bear him. So who, dipping in all his faults and in their affection, work like the spring of the turneth wood to stone, convert his graces to graces, so that my arrows, too slightly timber for so loud a wind, would have reverted to my bow again, and not where I'd aimed for. So he's worried if he brings him to court, he's so well loved that it's going to come back to him. Also, he knows what he did. He suspects Hamlet knows. So he's worried that could get exposed. So he's doing this for self-preservation. And so have I, a noble father lost, a sister driven into desperate terms, whose worth it praises may go back again, stood challenger on mount of all the age, for her perfections, but my revenge will come. Break not your sleep sport. You must not think that we are made of stuff so flat and dull that we can let our bread be shook with danger and think it past time. You shortly shall hear more. I loved your father, and we love ourselves. And that I hope will teach you to imagine. And so a messenger enters with these letters, the letters that Horatio was given. Thank you to the majesty, this to the queen, from Hamlet, who brought them? Sailors, my lord, they say, I saw them not. They were given to me by Claudio. He received them of him that brought them. Laertes, you shall hear them. And so, reading the letters. High and mighty, you shall know that I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg leave to see your keenly eyes. I will see you in person tomorrow. And when I shall, first asking your pardon, thereunto recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet. What should this mean? Are all the rest come back, or is this some abuse, or no such thing? Know you the hand? 'Tis Hamlet's character, naked. And in a postscript here, he says, alone. Can you devise me? I will see you alone tomorrow. It's a threat. I am lost in it, my lord. Now let him come. It warms the very sickness in my heart that I shall live and lead him to his teeth. Thou diest thou. If it be so, Laertes, and how should it be? How otherwise? Will you be ruled by me? If I give you Hamlet's life, will you stop the rebellion? Will you let me be king? Aye, my lord, so you will not overrule me to a peace. To thine own peace. If he now be returned, as checking at his voyage, that means he means no more to undertake it. I will work him to an exploit. Now ripen my device, under the which he shall not choose but fall. And for his death no wind of blame shall breathe, but even his mother shall in charge the practice and call it accident. So if you kill Hamlet, you will not be blamed. My lord, I will be ruled, but rather if you could devise it so that I might be the organ, I want to be the one who does it. It falls right. You have talked of much since your travels much, and that in Hamlet's hearing for a quality wherein you say you shine. Your sum of parts did not pluck such envy from him, as did the one, and that in my regard of the unworthiest siege. What part of that, my lord? A very ribbon of the cap of youth, yet needless so, for youth no less become, the light and careless livery that it wears, that in settled age, his sables and weeds, important health and graveness, 2 months since. Here was a gentleman of Normandy, and I have seen myself and served against the French, which they can call well on horseback. But this gallant, his witchcraft in it, he grew unto his seat, and to such wondrous doing brought his horse, as he had been encorped and demi-natured with the brave beast. So far he topped my thoughts, and that I, of forgery and shapes and tricks, come short of what he did. A Norman was it. A Norman, upon my life, Lamord, the very same. I know him well. He is the brooch indeed, the gem of the nation. He made confession of you and gave you such a masterly report. For arts and exercise in your defense, for your rapier, and most especial, that he cried out, would be a sight indeed, if one could match you. The skimmers of the nation, he swore he had neither motion, guard, nor eye, if you opposed them. So in this report of his, did Hamlet so envenom with his envy that he could do nothing but wish and beg your son coming over to play with you. Now out of this. This is all just saying that, hey, we've heard you're really good with swords. not only that, there's no one as good as you. You're the best swordsman we know. What of this, my lord? Laertes, was your father dear to you, or are you like a painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart? Why ask you this? Not that I think you did not love your father, but I know that love is begun by time, and I see that in the passages of proof, time qualifies the spark and the fire of it. There lives with the very flame of love a kind of wick or snuff that will abate it. Of nothing it is like a goodness still, for goodness grown to pleasury, dies in his own too much. That would we do, and should we do when we would, and for this would changes and hath abandonment and delays, as many as there are tons, our hands are accidents. And then this should is like a spendthrift sigh that hurts by easing, but to the quicker of the ulcer, Hamlet comes back. What would you undertake to show yourself, indeed, your father's son, more than words? You've been talking a lot, but how about you show us what you want to do? Hamlet's coming back. Show us what you're going to do then. To cut his throat at church, no place indeed should murder sanctuarize. Revenge should have no bounds, but good Laertes, will you do this? Keep close within your chamber. Hamlet, return, shall know you are home. Will put on those shall praise your excellence, and set a double varnish on your fame. The Frenchman gave you, bring you in fine together, and wager over your heads. He, being remiss, most generous and free from all the contriving, will not pursue the foils, so that with ease, or with a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbaited, and in the passes of practice requite him from your father. I will do it. And for that purpose, I'll anoint my sword. I brought an uctin of mountain bank, so mortal that but a dip in a knife in it, where it draws blood, no cataclysm so rare, collected from all the simples that have virtue under the moon can save from death. That is but a scratch withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion, that if I gall him slightly, it may be death. I'm going to poison the tip of my sword, and it's such a strong poison, it kills and it's uncurable. Let's further think of this. Weigh what convenience that both of time and means may fit to our shape. If this should fail and our drift look through our bad performance, 'twere better not assayed. Therefore, this project should have a back or a second that might hold it, if it this blast in proof. In case this fails, soft, let me see, we'll make a solemn wager on your cunnings, I have. When in your motions you are hot and dry, as you make your bouts more violent to that end, and he calls for drink, I'll have him prepared, a chalice for the nonce, whereon but sipping, if he by chance escape your venom struck, our purpose may hold there, but stay, what noise? So again, you know what? I like insurance. We're going to have a plan B. Even if you lose this fight, he's going to be really hot and sweaty and tired. He's going to drink water during between the fights. Think about like a UFC, right? They're in between rounds. I'm going to poison his drink that he drinks from. So even if you lose, even if you don't hit him with your poison saber, he'll still die. So the queen enters. One woe doth trod upon another's heel. So fast they follow. Your sisters drowned, Laertes. Drowned? Oh, where? There is a willow grove, askant in the brook, that shows his horsey leaves in the glassy stream. Therewith fantastic gallards did she make of crowned flowers, nettle, daisies, and lawn purples. The liberal shepherds give a grocer's name, but in her cold maids do dead trees' finger call them. Thereon the pendants brought her crownet weeds, clambering to hane, an envious silver broke. When down her weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook, her clothes spread wide, and mermaid, like a wow, they bore her up. But time she chanted snatches of old lauds, as one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and imbued. Unto that element, but long it could not be, till that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the old poor witch down from her melodious lay to muddy death. So she fell in the water and she drowned. Alas, then she is drowned. Too much of the water hast thou, poor Ophelia, and therefore I forbid my tears. But yet it is our trick, nature, her custom holds. Let shame say what it will. When these are gone, the women will be yelt. Adieu, my lord. I have a speech of fire that fain would ablaze, but this folly doubts it. Let's follow, Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now fear I will give it start again. Therefore, let's follow. So I want to just back up to that line on 189. The woman will be out. Adieu, my lord. So, basically this is what he's saying is, I'm not going to be weak anymore. Like I've been talking a lot of stuff. I'm going to do it. This is a parallel to Hamlet, right? Hamlet was all, his whole to be or not to be speech is about, is this, am I supposed to just do this? Or like, what's better to do? This is him committing to the act. Hamlet is also committed now to it. They're both committed to kill now. Hamlet committed by killing his father Polonius, and Laertes is committed to do it because now he's lost his entire family. Let's follow Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now fear I will give the start again. Therefore, let's follow. So that's the end of Act 4. So when we come back tomorrow, we will finish Act 5. So we'll do Act 5 tomorrow. So one thing I would say is you could probably spend your time working on some of these quotes here. We'll go through some of the questions, but we have the chapter 3 and chapter 4 quotes. We got about 15 minutes for that. And as a final reminder, tomorrow we will, I'll end up bringing some lunch for everyone. You'll get a chance to order tomorrow morning. Additionally, we'll finish the novel. We'll probably end up watching most or all of the film. It's like, this is hard to comprehend sometimes. So we'll watch the film, which is quite good to help us fully understand it.
When is it from?
I don't remember. There's so many, but there's a good one that I got. So, and also, if you have not done so yet, again, you were emailed a link about a week ago about a form to complete about like the whole course. How'd you hear about it? What'd you think about it? Stuff like that. If you have not done that, please do that. It is how the college gets its funding. It needs those responses.
I did that, right?
I think you did, yeah. I forgot to take down names of who did. I think most people did, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, it means you got to check your school email and do that form.